Howdy y'all, let's talk about the death of assuming. We've all heard the phrase, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Now when I show up to your home, so let's say you live in a huge, massive home, and I assume that you have tons of money and you're willing to pay me a bunch of money to do whatever service I'm doing. So I 3x your estimate. Turns out you're a pretty smart dude. That's why you have this massive house and have all this money. And you're like, yeah, screw you, Colin. I'm kicking you out, right? That's one scenario. Another scenario is if I show up and you live in the hood and this is just a garbage house, right? And all your neighbors' houses suck. I show up and I assume, oh, this guy's got no money. Well, you could be an investor who's buying up all the houses on the street and you want to redo this with high quality things. So I show up and I quote you the bare minimum, like the cheapest of the cheap products that I possibly can, only to discover that you went with John Boy, who was twice my price, but offered them the solution that they wanted. All right, in both of those scenarios, I assumed and I made an ass out of you and me, all right, mainly out of myself. I want to tell you guys a story. We had a client named Kayla inside of one of our programs. She showed up to this customer's house, $400,000 or $500,000 home outside of Houston, Texas. And this was a brand new house. It didn't have any gutters on it. She was trying to sell some gutters. And the customer's like, yeah, you know, I've got a budget of about $2,500 on this thing. Okay, great. Kayla did everything she could and got the quote down to like $2,700, $2,800. The customer's like, okay, let me think about it, blah, blah, blah. She's leaving, and another company is pulling up. And Kayla says, hey, good luck. I don't need luck, says the other person. And the other person goes in. Kayla calls up like 3 days later, hey, just calling to see if you're ready to move forward with this project. Oh, I went with this other company. They offered me leaf guards, and that's amazing. I needed those on my home. And Kayla tells me, she goes, Colin, there wasn't a tree within 10 miles of this freaking house. There was no need for gutter guards, and she told me her budget was $2,500. I assumed she knew what she was talking about, and so I just wanted to get to that budget, and I didn't offer her all of our services. She goes, if I would have offered our gutter guards, which are better than what the competitor was offering, our price would have still been $6,000. Instead, she bought this other one for $7,000. So this customer, Kayla, assumed that $2,500 was her real budget, but she was willing to spend $7,000 that same day, and it cost her a boatload of freaking money. And I myself have been guilty of this. Years ago, I was selling pool cages and screen lanais, and I showed up to this home in the hood and was like, this is a waste of my time. These people don't have any money. So I quoted them the bare minimum of what they wanted. Didn't give them all the options and all the stuff. And these people pulled out a wad of cash. Boom. Okay, let's do it. And I was like, crap. How much money did I just cost myself and the company? Fast forward from that experience a couple of years, and I was selling garage doors. And I happened to be at an event where Tommy Mello was a keynote speaker, and I discovered he was going out one night. And so I went out and hung out with him, and I was the only other garage door guy there. So he and I hit it off and had a bunch of fun. Anyways, we were eating or having a drink together, and I told him, like, man, like, I'm just really struggling getting revenue on these garage door jobs. My average ticket's really low. And he's like, well, are you offering them everything? Like, are you offering them new rollers and springs and new cables and all these other things? A new garage door opener, are you offering that to them? I go, no, like, I'm only fixing what they need. And he goes, well, why don't you give them options? Because maybe they want that. And I'm like, I just don't feel like it's ethical to try and upsell them that. And he looked me dead in the eyes and he goes, Colin, who the fuck are you to tell people what they do and don't want? And I was like, oh. He goes, my guys walk into homes every single day with brand new garage door openers. And we offer them ones with Wi-Fi capabilities. And they're like, oh yeah, I absolutely need that. And they'll spend $1,000, $2,000 on this new garage door opener, or multiple openers, so they can control it from their phone because they want it, not because they need it. And you know what that does for me, Colin? I take down that brand new garage door opener without the Wi-Fi, and then Susie Smith, whose garage door opener took a crap. She has no money. I can sell her that at a smoking deal because it costs me nothing and I just need to pay the labor to take care of it. So it's a win-win all the way around. All because I give people the option of what they want. I don't assume that they don't have money or that they do have money or that they do or don't want these extra things. I give them the option. And I want to, so this whole video is to talk about how assuming needs to die. When we show up, our sales presentation needs to be the same every single time. We need to offer every single product every single time. That doesn't mean that the customer is always going to take it, but you might be just like that example of Kayla, where she showed up and there's no need for gutter guards, but the customer wants them, and that puts a few $1,000s extra in your back pocket. So think about your sales process and what are all the options that you can offer a client, and how can you choreograph that to go through and let them see, physically see and touch those products and pick and choose what they do and don't want. Because I guarantee you, if you get a customer that's picking and choosing every part of whatever you're selling, they will buy more often than they won't. So use this tactic to get out there and win bigly so that y'all can give bigly.